What's up guys, Mike here with Rapid Purple, and today I am finally making the switch to a brand new mouse. It's actually been sitting on my desk since last week when it came to me from Amazon. However, I wanted to make kind of a true video showcasing my experience, so I waited until, well, I had the time to make the video to go ahead and unbox it. First off though, before we get to any of that, what have I been using this whole entire time? So those of you that watched the Ayula keyboard video will notice that that keyboard that I got came, well, with a mouse. And this is that mouse we have right in front of us. It's cool, it's great, it's simple. It's actually something that I have completely fallen in love with, even though it came included in essentially the price of the Ayula backlit gaming keyboard. The video for which, if you guys did not see, I will link to down below, and we'll also put a card and an annotation up so that you can go ahead and check that out. However, this is essentially the mouse. 3 different Dpi modes over here: simple scroll wheel, double click button, which to be honest never actually worked for me. And then this changes through colors that I cannot set or do anything with. Now, here's why I've actually fallen in love with this. See this right here? See, my pinky actually has some place to rest on. And I love that. That's been why I have completely fallen in love with this mouse. Now, I've picked up mouses that were in a completely different price bracket from this one. And honestly, none of them have yet to have a place for my pinky to rest, and I've always wanted that. Why am I getting rid of this mouse? First off, the double click button never worked, not that I need it, but it just bugs me. The fact that I can't change the colors, I mean, yes, it's cool that it just automatically goes through various different colors. I would love to be able to do something a little bit more custom with these. Last but not least, but however, the most important reason I'm getting a new one, this mouse randomly stops working. Now what I mean by that is that I will leave it just like I am right now for a little while, give it like 5 minutes or so, and I'll come back, and no matter what I do, this mouse won't work. The way that I'll get it to work is I'll unplug it and I'll plug it back in. Now, I know it's not the computer and I know it's not my USB port because I've tested other mouses, so I know the issue falls somewhere within this mouse. However, because it has had such a comfortable ergonomic feel to it, I have not gotten rid of it. Now, if I'm just completely lazy that day and I just do not feel like climbing under the desk, well, I just hop on over and I use my Kensington ball over here, which is so ridiculously comfortable. If you guys are curious, I will make an up-to-date video on that. Just let me know down in the comments below. So, what did I get? Well, I got the VicTsing VS1. But what I really got is the Zelotes T90. That guy. Now, it looks exactly like what Amazon had on the website, so I can't really complain about the name being different. Furthermore, it does, well, exactly what I wanted to do. Yes, I still have some comfortability in having my hand rest without necessarily touching the very, very, very bottom of the mat itself. It's comfortable. I can change the colors freely by just hitting this little light mode button over here, which would let me go from, right now it's on the 7-color mode. I can do specific breathing modes with all the different colors that are on here. So for example, if I leave it like that, it'll start breathing with that color. And I could do that through all the various different colors, or I can put it onto something solid and just keep it as red, for example, to match all the buttons. Something along those lines. And I, for now, just want to leave it on as breathing, just because I think that looks kind of cool. Apart from that, I have all the Dpi settings and so forth over here, and as you can see, as it goes through them, it will swap through the different colors to let you know that you have changed your mode. Red is the one that seems kind of the most comfortable to me, so that's the one that I generally stay at. Then, there's something really cool here, and something that, honestly, I kind of wish this mouse had. Or, well, 2 things. First off, the braided cable. It just makes you feel a little bit nicer. Granted, I never had an issue with the cable on this one either, but it just looks a little bit cool and it feels a little bit nicer. Plus, it matches the awesome braided cable that came over with my keyboard. And you guys should check out that video if you haven't seen me get my first mechanical keyboard. Anyway, apart from that, here's something else that's really cool about this. Custom weights. So you got this little area over here where Oh, I have no nails, so this makes it a little bit of a pain to actually open. But you have custom weights. And you can take these out and make this lighter or heavier. Like, this is way too light. And to be frank with you, now that I have a little bit of weight in this mouse, I can't stand how light this one is. This just feels so much more planted and so much more secure. Still have your fire button, which can be set through several different modes. But from an overall standpoint, and for the main reason why I got this thing, I just think that this feels great. This right here, this is so convenient. This one's comfortable, and this one's comfortable. I love it. I love it. I love the fact that I can rest my thumb over here on this little shelf, and it just easily slides around with my hand. I'm just overall a huge, huge, huge fan. Now, going off the box, and with the fact that I have it running on Windows 10, the box lists that it's fully supportable for Vista XP 7 2000 and OS X. It's also fully supported on Windows 10, as that's where I have it running right now. Oops. Yeah, all my mice work at the same time. Things get crazy here. So, cool features in the mouse. Forward and back buttons, pretty much like you would have standard on, well, most mice over here. Forward and back buttons for browsing the web, browsing folders, browsing pretty much anything that you can go forward and back on. This would be your light button. This is what you were watching me hit before to change the different light settings on this thing. On top, we have the Dpi Switch, and you've already seen me go through the different modes on that. Our scroll wheel, which clicks down, of course, as you would expect. And the fire button. So, fire button's cool. If we hit the fire button just once, we're in double click mode. Double click mode means that every single time that we hit this, it essentially acts as a double click. If we press and hold this for more than 2 seconds, well, we're going to see the light flash 3 times, and that will switch over to triple click. And now we are in triple click mode. So every time we click that, it acts as 3 clicks. Now, if you, for some reason, set things up in such a way that you have no idea what's going on with the mouse anymore, press and hold the back and the forward buttons simultaneously for about 5 seconds until the mouse flashes, at which point it will reset to factory settings. Full built-in memory, so it will remember what DPI you were last at and everything else like that. Well, and that's great. Very convenient. Plus, when you got to tie up your cord, you got a nice little branded cord tie over there. For the $16.99 that I paid for this thing, shipped, I am ecstatic. I think it looks really cool on the desk, and I definitely love the way that it feels. In fact, let's give you guys a quick nighttime look of what this is like.